Okay, good evening, everyone. It's Liam Ryan here from Assets for Life, and we're just a few minutes away from starting this evening's live webinar. So, just want to welcome you to the webinar, and yeah, I am super excited about this evening. I've not done an online webinar since last year, so this is the first one of 2018. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. So for those of you that have joined a few minutes early, if you can see my screen and if you can hear me, if you could just please put yes in the questions box. So on your control panel, great, excellent. So you can hear me, you can see the screen, and we're gonna get going in just a few moments. So yeah, just wanted to come on a few minutes early just to do a few checks. You're in for an absolute treat this evening. For those of you that know me well, and for those of you that follow me on social media and Facebook and YouTube, you know that I always do my utmost. And again, look, I'm not perfect. I don't have all the answers. I don't get everything right all the time. But the one thing which I always try and do is to over deliver on content and also to give you that feel good experience. I want you to be walking away this evening with your heads held up high, your chests pumped out, raring to go to make 2018 your best year ever. And for those of you that are connecting with me for the first time, or you've only recently been following me, my business partner Jay, and the Assets for Life team, then a big warm welcome to you. It's lovely to now connect with you and to help you on your journey. So we're going to get going in just a couple of minutes. We've got a packed out webinar this evening. We've got we're almost 400 people registered, which is amazing. People from all over the UK. So it is going to be a lockout this evening. And I'm going to do my best to make it as interactive as I possibly can. I do like to give actions during my webinars and all of my trainings because I don't like to hold anything back. So if you can grab yourself a pen and paper, that's certainly going to help. Make yourself comfortable and buckle up for the ride because it's going to be an epic 90 minutes or so. And again, I'm very grateful that you are online. You know, at the end of the day, look, you're the action takers. You know, you are the people that are doing something different to get something different. You are taking time out of your busy lives to listen to me so I can help you on your journey, inspire you, motivate you. Ultimately, I want you doing stuff and I want you to make 2018 your best year ever. So we've even got we've got Vasilis online from Greece. So we've got people from all over Europe online this evening, which is wonderful. Today's been really interesting. I was up really early this morning. I was in the gym at 6 o'clock this morning, leg session this morning. And then we had what's called the Assets for Life Academy, which is our high level business and property mentorship mastermind program. That's where all of our mentees, we meet one day a month. We have keynote speakers that come in. Everyone has their own mastermind session, and the feedback has been absolutely brilliant. We even had one of the mentees, Simon. He was in the process of having an offer accepted on a multi-let property, and Simon's actually raised, in the process of raising £1 million from his first investor. Which is great. So if you've just joined, we haven't yet started. I got online just a few minutes early just to say hi and do some sound checks, which all seems to be working really well. and we're going to get going in just a couple of minutes. So sit tight, everybody, and I'll be back with you in just a few minutes' time. Thanks very much. Okay, brilliant. So, good evening, everyone, and thank you very much for tuning in to this evening's online training. My name is Liam Ryan, and I am one of the co-founders of Assets for Life. And tonight, we are going to be introducing you to the very special No Money Down blueprint, how to create a multi-million pound property portfolio using none of your own money. Okay, using none of your own money. Now, if you're new to property or you've not heard of this concept before, you're probably thinking, this guy has got to be on drugs. How can I go and build a multi-million pound property portfolio using none of my money or with no experience? Well, the good news is you can do this, and I'm going to be introducing you to the system this evening. So just before we get started, because we've got a lockout at the moment, we've got many people online. In the questions box, if you could just tell me where you're from, that would be great. So just put down where you're from. Brilliant. Wow. Kettering, Leicestershire, Cardiff. Brilliant. People local. Keith from Wivenhoe. Hiya, Keith. Lots of people on that line that know me well. Lots of people that, are probably listening to me for the first time. Excellent. So if it's okay with you, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to make the webinar as interactive as possible. I always strive to over deliver. So it's going to be packed full of amazing content. I've got something very special for you at the end of the webinar, so please make sure you stay online for the duration. I've got some really great gifts to be giving away, but you've got to be online. And at the end of the webinar, I'm going to be going into a live Q&A session. So if you've got some questions, save them for the end, because it's very difficult for me to answer them during the session. But I will be answering all of your questions at the end of the session, and that's going to be brilliant. So in the questions box, could you please type, why are you here tonight? Like, what are you looking to get from this evening's training? So why are you online tonight? It will be great to understand what you're looking for. Great. So we got Brett, financial freedom. Peter's looking for some information. Marius, life-changing advice. Lots of people talking about how to start a portfolio. Money, that's good, from Louis. A refresher on no money down. Okay, great. Well, look, there's literally tens and tens of comments coming through now. So I'm going to do my absolute best to. Andy Ratcliffe is saying he wants to get rich. Like your style, Andy. I am going to do my absolute best to answer all of your questions and to give you exactly what you are looking for. Also, just so I can get a feel for the audience, if you currently have under 5 properties in the portfolio, put under 5. If you have over 5, if you could please put over 5. Okay. I'm just having a look. Bearing in mind we've got, we had nearly 400 people register for this evening's webinar. Okay, great. So we've got a good mix. I would say the majority of people have got under 5 properties, and we've got a handful with over 5. Well, the good news is it doesn't matter where you're at in your journey. There's going to be something for everyone on this evening's webinar. So that's very exciting. So you know what? Without further ado, let's move on and let's get into some good content. So why are we here this evening? Well, we're here to introduce Assets for Life, educate, and the reality is, ladies and gentlemen, if I can just give you one golden nugget tonight, now I want to give you more than one, right? But if I can just give you one golden nugget that's going to help you make a decision tonight that's going to better your life and take you towards freedom, then I believe my job is done. I'm also here to inspire. You all inspire me because you have taken action this evening to join me on this live training. You are the action takers. You are the people that say yes. Because you know what? Most people are not doing this. They're watching EastEnders, or they're eating their ham, egg and chips, or they're down the pub with their mates, or they're stuck in an office somewhere grinding it out, and they haven't got the flexibility to do this. Now, one thing which I want you to remember, to get something different, you've got to do something different. And I'm sure you would all agree with me. But in order to do something different, that is going to require change. And I'm sure you would agree that sometimes change can be bloody scary. And I don't know where you're at the moment or what you're doing, but maybe you're feeling frustrated. Maybe you're still in the day job. Maybe you're in some bad debt. Perhaps you're exchanging time for money, or even you're in a business, but you're worse off than when you had a job. And maybe what you want is freedom. Maybe you want a lifestyle beyond your wildest dreams. Perhaps you want to become your own boss and do what you want, when you want, how you want. Maybe you'll just want peace of mind so you can sleep well at night and go on a couple of holidays a year. The great thing is you are just 1 or 2 decisions away, 1 or 2 property deals away from something completely different. I'm going to introduce to you the No Money Down Blueprint. Now, as you can appreciate, I've only got you for about the next 90 minutes. So I'm not going to be able to go into everything, but I'm certainly going to be able to introduce you to the No Money Down Blueprint. I'm going to get you thinking outside the box. And of course, if you want to come and spend the day with us, you can come and join us at our flagship event, the Property Mastery Summit. And I know many of you online this evening, you've already got your ticket for the up and coming event in January. So again, you can come and spend the day with us, absolutely hang out with us. And the most important thing about this evening, ladies and gentlemen, is to have a little bit of fun. So I'm quite a down-to-earth character. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I want to make this very clear. I am not some type of property guru, know-it-all type of guy. I'm not going to give you any type of pipe dreams. If you're online tonight because you want to make £1 million in your first 90 days, then you're in the wrong place. What I am about is showing you a system that you can copy, where one deal at a time, you're going to become financially free. But here is the news. You're going to have to do stuff. So if you want that dream life, you are going to have to come out your comfort zone. And I want you to be the best version that you can possibly be. And I seriously want you to have a fantastic 2018. So if you don't know who we are already, who is Assets for Life? Well, we are full-time property investors and mentors. So we have two sides to the business. We've got our investment side where we do no money down deals. We've been able to create a multi-million-pound property portfolio using investor funds. And then on the other side of the business, we operate our educational business and we run webinars, events. We've got a 3-day Property Millionaires boot camp where you can come and spend 3 days with us. We operate an academy. So if you're looking for mentorship, if you're looking to be part of a mastermind group, then that's something we can definitely talk to you about. If that's you, just to sort of get this out the way now, if you're online tonight and you're looking for a mentor, or if you want to be part of a mastermind group, if you can just put in the questions box your name and your telephone number, then one of my team will give you a call in the next few days and we'll talk you through how you can be personally mentored by me, Jay, and the rest of the team. So if you're thinking of being mentored in property, because I'm not here tonight to sell you mentorship, but I know there's people that have been asking about it, just put your name and your telephone number in the questions box now, and we'll speak to you in the next few days. We're also experts in building passive income through property. So you can probably tell, ladies and gentlemen, hence our name, Assets for Life. We want to, where possible, we want to acquire assets using none of our own money, and we want to hold those assets in the portfolio for the rest of our life. And that portfolio is then going to kick off what we call passive income. So income is going to come into the bank account on a monthly basis from our tenants. And actually, we don't need to do that much work once the units are set up, because we outsource and leverage all of the nitty gritty, and you have people in your power team. My business partner, Jay Munoz, he is an expert. He's a chartered civil engineer. He has worked on Heron Tower and the Walbrook in London. You know, these are £250 million builds. He's worked as a top project manager for Skanska. So let's just clear one thing up. He's definitely the brains in the relationship. I'm an entrepreneur and international multi-million pound business owner. I've traveled the world. I've had businesses all over the world. And I moved back to the UK in 2014, and it's been absolutely brilliant. We've been able to add £7.1 million to the property in just the last 2 years. So on your control panel, just give me a high five if you would like to add £7.1 million to the portfolio in the next 2 years. Okay, good. Wow. The clicker's just gone bonkers. So I'm definitely in the right place with the right type of people. How did we add £7.1 million? Well, look, we went and raised over £3 million in joint venture finance. How cool is that? And I don't know if you can relate to this, but back in 2015, when I heard about this concept, the first thing I said to myself, what a load of BS. Yeah, that's what I said. I thought there's no way in a million years you can do this stuff. I'd never heard about it before. And if you're in that position right now, I want to tell you, I understand. I was exactly where you were back in 2015. So I'm just a few years ahead of where you are. And I want to tell you now, ladies and gentlemen, if Liam from Essex can do it, you can all do it, because there's really nothing special about me, but there's something really special about the systems and the trainings that I'm going to introduce you to this evening. So there we are. There is your team. There's me and my wonderful business partner, Jay Munoz. We've really, you know, we love this stuff. We've got such a passion for property and helping people like you. So what is really important is to be connected to your big why. You know, why do you want to be in property? Why are you in property? Where are you going? What is it that you really want to achieve? What is it that's going to take you through some of the dark moments? Because I'm telling you, there's going to be some bumps in the road, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to have some dark moments in property, like you do any business. And if you're connected to your big why, that's going to drive you to amazing places. Now, I don't know about you, maybe you can relate to this, but maybe you want to leave a legacy for your children. Perhaps you're in a position at the moment where you would like to have a secure and happy retirement because you know that your pension isn't going to pay out. Maybe you want passive income so you don't need a job. And look, I'm not saying a job is bad. And if you love your job, then that is great. No one is saying you've got to quit your job. But imagine being in a position where you've got £3,000, £4,000, £5,000 passive income coming into your bank account every single month. All of a sudden, you've got control back. Maybe you want to go on some luxury holidays. I absolutely love traveling, and I know many of you follow me online and you see I've got a mobile lifestyle business. I can run the property business from anywhere in the world at any time. And on my vision board this year, and I hope you've got a vision board, and if you haven't, I want you to write that down now. Create vision board. On my vision board is to have 6 holidays this year, all paid for by Mr. and Mrs. Tenants. Maybe you want some stuff like a dream car. Perhaps you want to get your money working for you. Maybe deep inside, you actually want to become a millionaire. Yeah, don't be scared of that. Okay, now if you're not at that stage at the moment, we've got to get you to 6 figures first, and then you can build and grow. But you can become a millionaire if you choose to do so. And there is nothing wrong with being successful. There is nothing wrong with wanting stuff. There is nothing wrong with being ambitious. Promise me one thing though, ladies and gentlemen. When you become a millionaire, don't become a knob. Okay? Don't become a knob. All right? Don't let money and success change you. Because the reality is, if you've got a penny in the bank, or you've got $1 million in the bank, it makes us no better or no worse than the guy on the park bench. But what wealthy does enable you to do is to help local communities, spread positivity, inspire other people. Or maybe you just want peace of mind. You want to make sure your mortgage is paid. You can go on a couple of holidays a year. You can, make sure you put clothes on your kids' back. Whatever it is you need, you're just one event, one decision away from something completely new. Now, my big why, I love raising money for charity. So I became a Guinness World Record holder back in 2016. That was really cool. But what was even better was raising over £130,000 for Sue Ryder. My other big why is, of course, my family, my kids, my wonderful partner, Holly, little Ivy, Ida and Charlie, and making sure that if anything was to happen to me, that they are well looked after. And I never thought this would happen. I'm even getting married this year. So I am super excited about that. I'm like in my mid-30s now. Well, I'm almost 37. I've got a lot of energy. I've got a passion for life, a passion for training you guys. And I'm going to be getting married this year. So really looking forward to that. And ultimately, what we love doing is helping people like you. So there's me and Sandra. Sandra came to one of our events. She joined our academy. She got amazing results. We have now trained thousands of people over the last 2 years through webinars, events, seminars, our academy, our 3-day boot camp. People just like you, starting out in their journey, not a great deal of confidence, not sitting on big pots of cash. And what you'll find with us, ladies and gentlemen, because there's a lot of trainers out there, but what you'll find with us is we do the stuff that we teach. We're out there doing the deals. You'll see me on site with my hard hat on. You'll see us out there on our developments. That's one of our land development deals, where we're building 7 flats and 2 houses. That development's just finished. You'll see us out at our multi-let properties. So we focus on multi-lets, land development, and commercial conversions. We love high cash flow strategies where you can be making £1,000 to £2,000 per month per property. And then we also like big lumps of cash through slightly bigger developments. So just give me a high five if that sounds like something you would like to copy. High cash flow strategy, big lumps of cash. Okay, good. Wow, that has got to be almost all of you. Okay, brilliant stuff. So I've got a question for you. Are you the thinker or are you the doer? Now, maybe you're the type of person that procrastinates a lot. Maybe you find yourself sitting on the fence one too many times and you miss an opportunity. And you're like, damn, I wish I'd done that 5 years ago. Maybe you try to overcomplicate things and you just end up staying stuck. Or maybe tonight is the night that you become the doer, because I promise you, in property, you're going to have to do some stuff. You're going to have to take action, and you're definitely going to go out of your comfort zones. But by doing that, you will have one of the biggest growth spurts in your life that you can possibly imagine. And in so many ways, you're going to change as a person for the better. You're going to become a leader, an inspirator, a motivator. Because I promise you, when you are financially free and you are doing the things that you enjoy doing and you've got your life back, it has such a positive, profound impact, not only on you, but on your partners, your children, your family members. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. I'm now going to introduce you to the property freedom formula. Now, this is a 7-step system that you can copy, and you can apply this system to any property strategy. So, because there's lots of things you can do in property. You can do rent to rent, multi-lets, rent to rent, serviced accommodation, lease options. You can buy multi-lets. You can do flips, land development, commercial conversions. But this one system fits all. So here is the system. It has worked for us and it will definitely work for you. So step 1 is mindset. Mindset is the most important step, and it's normally the step that no one talks about. Because you have to believe in you. You have to believe that you are going to be a professional property investor. And that's what we're about at Assets for Life. We don't want fly-by-nights. We want to train you so you become a professional property investor, long-term, building assets, wealth creation, having a positive impact. Now, you may have heard this quote before. If you think you can or you think you can't, you're probably right. And mindset, in my view, it's like an inward job. So you've got to be right with yourself. Then Once you've made the decision on what strategy you're going to do, then you can move into step 2, which is funding. And I'm going to show you this evening how you can do no money down deals. I'm going to be sharing with you some of our live joint venture examples. And remember, at the end of the webinar, which is going to be at about 9:30, I've got a very special gift for you. So you need to be here till the end. Step 3 is site finding. So what, where, and how to find sites. Step 4 is appraisal. So knowing your numbers, analyzing the deals. Does the deal stack up? And we've got deal analysis for every strategy. So don't you worry about that. I hate a spreadsheet, but my business partner, Jay, he is known as the numbers guy, and he has developed very easy to use spreadsheets for every strategy that you can possibly do. Step 5 is all about planning, rules, regulations, you know, stuff around serviced accommodation, prior approval, multi-lets, how you're going to plan the construction. That moves you on to step 6. And of course, step 7 is the exit. Are you holding? Are you selling? Are you going to keep some, sell some? How can you sweat the asset? How can you maximize your return on investment? So that, ladies and gentlemen, is the property freedom formula. There are layers upon layers, but it is a very effective and simple system that you can follow. And when you come and spend the day with me and Jay at the Property Mastery Summit, which is our one-day flagship event, we will go into each part of the system. So what we're going to focus on tonight is we're going to focus on step 2, which is funding. Okay, we're talking about the no money down blueprint. So we're now going to be talking about funding. In the questions box, could you just give me a big fat yes if it's okay? I get a bit excited tonight. Okay, well, that's good. You've all given me permission now. I do get very excited, and that's because my life, I was on my arse in 2015. I had to close a business due to a government legislation change in renewable energy. I lost £392,000 in that business. It was forced into liquidation. I didn't know where I was going or what I was doing. I found myself as an entrepreneur and business owner in a very difficult position. It had a massive negative impact on me as a person and my family. I felt I let everyone down. But there's always a way out. And I met my business partner, Jay Munoz. We teamed forces. When one door shuts, another one will open. And as a result of going out and raising joint venture finance, my life has completely transformed over these last couple of years. And this is why I get very excited about this stuff. So let's now dig deep into funding. And I'm now going to introduce you to the next layer down, which is the no money down blueprint. This is a blueprint, excuse me. This is a blueprint that you can copy. It's got 6 simple steps. Step 1 is prepare. Because you might be thinking, look, Liam, I want to go and raise money. I feel quite confident, but where the heck do I start? Like, I've got no experience. I don't have a property in the portfolio. Who's going to listen to me? Well, the great news is by following my system, we get you into a position where you are fully prepared. Then step 2 is about networking, being seen, being heard, putting yourself out there. It's not difficult. Then you've got to go through what we call the fact finding process, information gathering. And as a result of doing that, that will move you on to step 4, which is all about building desire. Okay, getting the investor nice and juicy, getting them in a position where they want exactly what you're offering. That then moves you on to step 5, which is seal the deal, because there comes a point when you're working with an investor where you got to say yes or no. Like, are we doing it or are we not doing it? And there is a way to seal the deal, guess what? Where you don't even ask for the money. This is stuff that I've done for years in terms of business. You know, I used to live overseas. I worked with high net worth individuals. So for me, one of my strong points and one of my highest key result areas is raising joint venture finance. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, once you've done it once, you've got to deliver the product to the investor, and then you can rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. And then it's a question of how big do you want to go? Now, let me share something with you very special. The first ever joint venture partner that we brought on board in 2015 into Assets for Life was a guy called Dave. He lived in Basildon, and we met him through a mate of a mate of a mate. Okay. And I spent some time with Dave, and Dave was retired and he had a bit of a pension paying him absolutely nothing. He had some cash and some ISAs showing him 1% return. So he was actually losing money, and he realized that his money was losing value. I don't know if you know this, ladies and gentlemen, but if you've got cash in a bank, it's a depreciating asset. It's going down in value. So I spent some time with Dave. I followed my system. And after about 3 or 4 meetings, I was sitting with Dave in his local social club in Basildon. And he looked me in the eye. And I'm sure you can imagine this now. And Dave was retired and he loved a pint of beer and always had a fag in his hand. And he looked me in the eye and he said, Liam, I'm ready to invest. I'm like, wow, brilliant. I'm going to give you £5,000. Now, I knew he had a lot more than that. So I was expecting a higher figure, to be honest. But I was like, wow, this is amazing. £5,000. We used that money towards one of our refurbs in Colchester. And I remember I got in my car. I raced home to my partner, Holly. I couldn't get out the car quick enough and into the house. I jumped through the front door, literally, and I shouted out to Holly, my partner, because she saw how hard we were working. I said, Holly, we've done it. We've got our first joint venture partner. It's Dave from Basildon. He's going to loan us £5,000. I then called my business partner, Jay. I said, Jay, we've done it, mate. We've got our first joint venture partner. It's Dave from Basildon. He's going to loan us £5,000. I've got the answer. He said, what's the answer? I said, we've got to go and find 100 Daves. Now, the reality is you don't need 100 Daves. But getting that initial £5,000 was a massive mindset change for me. It gave me a lot of confidence. But what I really saw was the light come on for Dave. His little light face lit up because all of a sudden his money was working for him. And at that very moment, I knew that I had a much bigger purpose and vision on this planet. And that was to go and help as many people through property as an investor or people that we now train to get a better return on their capital. Just like Cornish. He is one of our graduates. Cornish says, joint venturing with Assets for Life has been fantastic. A win-win for all involved. Excellent service. Very professional. And I wouldn't hesitate to invest with them again. I was given a personal introduction to their development funders. And I'm now in the process of raising capital for my next project. Now, Cornish, very smart guy. He works for, he's a planning consultant, works in the planning offices. And, but he just didn't believe he could go and become a developer. So he would go and produce schedule of works and all this real technical stuff for other developers. but he didn't have the right mindset. But following our property freedom formula, we gave him confidence, we gave him help. You know, he joined us. And as a result of doing that, he just needed that little nudge. And you know what? Maybe that's all you need. Maybe you just need that little nudge in the right direction, that little confidence boost. Or maybe you need a massive wallop up the backside. But whatever it is you need, be it it's a cuddle or a kick up the backside, we'll do that for you at Assets for Life, because we're just normal guys loving what we do. So let's have a look at step one in the No Money Down blueprint. So step one, ladies and gentlemen, is prepare. So I want you to be prepared for this. So get yourselves ready, get your pens and papers out. You're going to need to be writing some stuff down. I'm going to be sharing with you some of my Jedi high-level business secrets that you can go and use. So what is a joint venture? A joint venture is a business arrangement in which two or more parties agree to pool their resources for the purpose of accomplishing a specific task. So, in many cases, we've got time, we've got the system, and we team up with people that have got money, but they don't have the time or the resources or the confidence to get into property. So, let's have a think now of all of the reasons why we would want to do joint ventures. Okay, so have a think, why do you even want to do JVs? And what I'd like you to do is put one or two answers in the questions box. So one or two answers in the questions box, please. Okay, bear with me. Okay, so people are saying they've got the money to help invest, trustworthy, financing for me, reputation. Okay, great answers, great answers. We leverage other people's more experience, share the risk, love that one, get to working as a team. Okay, good stuff. So you might want a JV because you've run out of money. And if you're in a position now where you've got no cash, or your cash is tied up in an existing property portfolio, or I don't know, you have got some bad debt, or you can't go and get a mortgage, then I want to say that's a great position to be in. Okay, that's a great position to be in. It certainly reduces your financial risk. You also get to tap into other people's knowledge and experience. And of course, you get to work together in a team environment, which is also very important as well. Why do people want to JV with you? Now, this is really important because this is all about putting your best foot forward. You're the expert. Okay, you're the expert. You're going to come and get trainings. You're going to learn a system. You're going to read books. You're going to attend events. You're going to invest in mentorships. Of course, you have the time. Now, you can do this part-time. And as long as you can invest 5 to 7 hours a week in property, I can help you build your first or enhance on your existing property portfolio. Of course, you're going to have knowledge. It's a complete armchair investment, and you have the high yielding deals. You're going to have the winning deals. So if you've got a deal that's really attractive, you're going to find that's going to be a solution to someone's problems because they're losing money in the bank. So when we are talking about step one, which is prepare, it's really important for you to build your brand. So you've got to think, who are you going to be in property? What are you going to focus on? How are you going to position yourself? So you've got to be clear, ladies and gentlemen, on your vision, your mission, and your values. And if you look at all of the millionaires, billionaires, multi-million-pound companies out there, they've all got values, they've all got a mission, they've all got a vision statement. So have a think, what are your core values? And you don't need to have any more than 3 to 7. And then over time, and again, look, I will help you with this. We will help you create your vision and your mission statement. So have a think about where you are now. Where do you want to be 1 year from now? Where do you want to be 5 years from now? What is your real passion? And also, what does your legacy look like? You know, why are you doing all this? Where are you going to be in 40, 50 years? Really important when you're building your brand. Very simple, fundamental, but many people forget this, is to go and get a business card. Now, you don't have to go and get anything like singing and dancing at the start. You can go get a ready-made business card off Vistaprint. You can get about 3 million of them printed for like $9.99. So again, create yourself a business card, because this is going to help you when you go networking. Really important that you create a small website. And again, this doesn't have to cost you a lot of money. You can get someone on People Per Hour or Fiverr or a local web developer, or you can even go on Wix.com, I think it is, or .co.uk, and you can create your own website. They've got lots of templates. And then you just put together a 3 or 4 page, very basic website. But by having a website, by having a business card, by being in tune with your vision, mission, and values, it's going to give you a lot of confidence. It's going to set you apart from all the other people out there. And it's really important to have social media presence. I have raised, I would say, out of the £3 million that we've raised in joint venture finance, I would say half of that has come from social media. And for me, you know, and the reality is, in 2015, I didn't even know how to use Facebook. Like, I hated the bloody thing. Fast forward to today, I'm like Mr. Facebook. I'm all over it, because it's a great way to build reputation. It's a great way to get your message out there. And look, the reality is, if you're not up to speed on social media, you're going to be left behind. You're going to be left behind. The world is changing. The way we connect with people, the way we build trust and rapport with people, the way we do business, it's not like it was 10 years ago. So you've got to go through some changes. You've got to bring yourself up to speed. And again, was I really confident on social media back in 2015? No. I remember doing my first ever video. I was literally crapping my pants. And I remember it wasn't a Facebook Live. It was like a pre-recorded video. I must have done about 18 takes, because I was so self-conscious. I don't know if you can relate to being self-conscious. Like, my hair wasn't right. My bloody nose looked funny. One ear was slightly bigger than the other. I had all this stuff going on. And what you soon realize is you've just got to get out your own way. So when I first came into property, doing it the right way in 2015, I had a lot of blocks. I had some old belief systems which were holding me back. Mindset. Remember, step 1 in the property freedom formula, the most important step. I had to work on my mindset. No one just handed me a £7.1 million property business. I had to work on this stuff. I had to go and invest in mentorships. I went on courses. I put it all on credit cards. I started minus £392,000. So I'm sure all of you, or probably most of you, are starting from a much better position than where I was at just a few years ago. Now, this is really important. Remember, preparation, preparation, preparation. I'm now going to introduce something to you which most people out there are not doing, and that is why they may find it hard to raise joint venture finance. Because you might be thinking, well, look, how do we structure these deals, Liam? You've got to develop your products. Now, we've got 4 products here at Assets for Life which we offer out to investors. We've got this savings accelerator. We've got the portfolio builder products. We've got the Assets for Life buy to sell product. and we've got the Assets for Life sourcing solution. So we've got 4 different products that we offer investors. Each of those products, write this stuff down, ladies and gentlemen, by the way, get this stuff on your notepads, please. Each of these products offer something slightly different. And during the next hour, I'm going to introduce you, excuse me, to a couple of live deals on how we've used these different products. Now, for each of these products, we've got our product brochures. And when you come and spend a day with me at the Property Mastery Summit, then I can show you these. And people that come and spend a day with us have an opportunity to get these. So look, there are 4 product brochures. This is what we use when we go and sit in front of investors. And basically, each of these product brochures is about 3 or 4 pages. It's got some nice images. It gives a brief description of each product, how the product works, the unique selling points, how to structure each of those. So these are really key. And it's a great conversation to have once you start moving into step 2, which is network, which we're going to be going into in just a few minutes' time. So they're the 4 products. And now let me introduce you to a couple of joint venture structures. So this is really important. You've got to be aware of the FCA rules and regulations 13/3. So the FCA is the Financial Conduct Authority, and they basically regulate us in the UK under financial transactions. And what the FCA say is that the way that we deal with property investors, or the way we raise money, we can only do certain structures with certain types of people. So for example, on the portfolio builder, where you may go into a partnership with an investor and set up what's called a special purpose vehicle, where they're putting in all the money, they're getting some shares in the business, and you're doing all the work, then they need to be a high net worth or sophisticated investor. Okay. And with our high net worth and sophisticated investors, we set up a limited company with the joint venture partner. We also apply a sourcing fee, project management fee, and maybe a letting fee if we're managing the tenants. We actually don't do that because we don't manage anything. We outsource that. You are a 50% shareholder. Your investors are 50% shareholder. You're a director and they're a director. So by you being a director, you also got skin in the game, because when you go and get your development funding or go get your mortgage, you're going to need to give personal guarantees. And there's also 2 people on the bank account, which is typically you and the investor. So that is the structure of doing a portfolio builder with a high net worth or sophisticated investor. Let me now show you a live case study. This is going to blow your mind. This was one of the first multi-lets that we bought back in 2015, working with joint venture partners. So have a look at that house. There is nothing special about that house. How many of those types of houses are currently in your street or near to where you live? Thousands. But up until now, what you've been doing is you've been leaving money on the table because you haven't known how to convert these houses into high cash flowing assets that you will own 50% of, where you do not need to put any of your own money. I know, it's mind-blowing. Let me show you the numbers, so pay attention, please. Property purchase 151,000. The refurb was £53,000. Guess what? Joint venture finance. So total investment by the joint venture partner, £204,000. 204,000. We've got 6 rooms at £500 per month. So that's £3,000 per calendar month. It's actually a bit more than that now because our room rates have gone up. But anyway, I'm giving you the initial figures. So that shows a gross rental income of £36,000 per year. Now, this is a multi-let property. So we transformed it from a 3-bedroom house to a 6-bedroom, 4-ensuite multi-let. And we rent each room out to professionals. Now, here is the thing. Because you're like, wow, that's really good, Liam. How can this get even any better? Give me a high five, or actually put in the questions box if you would like to get a house absolutely free of charge and recycle all of the cash. Okay, good. Wow, lots of you. Let me show you how we do this. So imagine this is your property. You've got your investor. You've done the refurb. You've got your 6 tenants in, and you now want to get a mortgage. Well, what you do, because it's no longer a single dwelling family sort of buy to let, it's a multi-let commercial unit, you'll go and get a commercial valuation. Now, there's no guarantee on this, and it does change from area to area, and it very much depends on the surveyor. But the surveyor will come round, and we are finding that they will take off 20% for voids and bad debt. So they'll actually say, well, actually, your rental income is probably 28,800. And then we get a new value, and they value the property based on the rentable income, not the bricks and mortar. And we're getting about a 10 times valuation. So for this property, the surveyor said, yes, the value of this house is £280,000. Shawbrook, which is the bank we were using, gave us a 75% loan to value mortgage. So we managed to get a mortgage for 212,000. I don't know if you can spot what you should be spotting now, but listen, £204,000 in by the investor, £212,000 paid out. That is £8,000 on top. So what does that mean? We pay the investor back 204,000, and then we split the 8,000. So not only are we getting a free house, but we also, in this example, walked away with £4,000 each. And all I had to do is a bit of work. So it's a no money left in deal for the investor, and it's a no money down deal for you. So just think about this. How many of these would you like? Because once you've done one of them, I tell you what, you're going to want a whole bunch more. Let's look at the rental numbers. £3,000 per calendar month, minus the mortgage, because of course there's a mortgage on the property, minus bills for each room, minus voids and maintenance. So this HMO nets after all costs in the region of £1,650 per calendar month. £825 goes to the investor, and £825 comes to you, potentially for the rest of your life, depending on how long you hold the asset with the investor. So how many 825s do you need to quit your job, or to go part-time, or to go and have 2 or 3 holidays a year? And I'm telling you, you can go and get 4 or 5 of these relatively quickly. I'm not saying it's going to happen overnight. It's going to take some time, but you can do this using joint venture funds. Now, all about preparing is creating your 60-second elevator pitch. And what I'm going to share with you now, I promise you, has helped me raise part, if not all, of that 3 million quid over the last couple of years. So have a think. Do you have a 60-second elevator pitch nailed? Are you in a position, if you went to a networking event, to stand up and tell everyone who you are, what you do? I'm now going to help you create your 60-second elevator pitch. Section 1 is who you are. Section 2 is what you do. Section 3 is how you can help. And section 4 is to always give a call to action. Okay. So they are the 4 sections of your elevator pitch. What I'm going to do now, because you're online and you're action takers and you say yes to opportunity, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share with you my 60-second elevator pitch. Now, when I do this, I'd like you to listen to the 4 sections, and you'll then get an understanding of how it's put together, because I'm going to get you to go and create yours tonight. Okay, you're going to, at the end of this webinar, once I've given you some nice bonuses and I've got something really special for you at 9:30, you're going to go and start creating your own elevator pitch. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, everyone. My name is Liam Ryan, and I'm one of the co-founders of Assets for Life. Assets for Life is a boutique property investment company. We operate in the southeast of the UK, and we specialize in multi-lets, land development, and commercial conversions. But what we really love to do is we love to help people like you achieve financial freedom by helping you build your own multi-million-pound property portfolio. I love business. I love property. I love working with people like you. So if you would like to know more about how Assets for Life can help you achieve financial freedom so you can start living the life of your dreams that you deserve and you desire, I'm going to be standing over by the teas and coffees in the networking break. Come and say hi. You've been great. My name's Liam Ryan, Assets for Life. Thanks very much. Okay, cool. So that's my elevator pitch. Hopefully that made some type of sense to you. I use that whenever I go networking, and it really helps me generate some great hot leads. Investors, leads that I can then turn into investors. So what I'd like you to do tonight before you go to bed, I want you to get your pen and paper out, and I just want you to follow that system. Who are you? What do you do? How can you help? And then give a call to action. Now, if you are not yet in property, then create a 60-second elevator pitch with whatever business or job that you have. Because at this stage of the game, it's not about really, it's about the structure and building your confidence doing this stuff. Because once you've got the structure nailed down and the confidence, you could change career tomorrow, and within 5 minutes, you can create a new elevator pitch. Then what I want you to do, ladies and gentlemen, because I want you to nail this, I want you to practice it 5 times a day for 21 days. That's it. It's not hard, is it? It's going to take you less than 5 minutes a day. And in 21 days' time, you're going to have a killer elevator pitch, and you're going to be in what I like to call the 10% club, because less than 10% of people bloody have one. But those that do are smashing it. They're getting the leads. They're getting the business. They're raising the money. So we've spoke a little bit about preparation, and obviously there's a lot more to that step, but I can only do what I can do tonight. So make sure that once you get an opportunity to come and spend the day with me, and certainly if you get the opportunity to have a private lunch with me, that you grab that opportunity. So we're now going to have a look at step 2, which is all about networking. And I'm going to give you some key actions as well. Just quickly, so I can make sure everyone's on track. If you feel you're getting great value this evening and you're having a good time And if you've already picked up 1 or 2 golden nuggets, could you just give me a yes in the questions box? Okay, brilliant. Great, good. Thanks very much. Okay, so we're now going to look at step 2, networking. What is networking? Well, some of you may never have even been to a networking event. And I know back in 2015, when I heard people talking about property networking events, if I'm being completely honest, I didn't even know they existed. And I remember getting in my car, driving to Pontlands Hotel here in Chelmsford for my first ever networking event. By this time, I'd met my business partner, Jay, and he said, look, come along. And I remember driving there and I was pretty nervous. And I remember having like my palms of my hands. It was almost like they were so sweaty and I was all hot and flustered. I was really quite scared and nervous. And now I'm like the networking king. You know, the last couple of years, I've traveled the whole of the UK networking. We now run our own events. So it's amazing what happens when you've got a big enough why and you're surrounded by positive people. Anyway, what is networking? A supportive system of sharing information and services among individuals and groups having a common interest. Where are you going to find joint venture partners? Well, I want to tell you they're bloody everywhere. Business networking events, and there'll be loads in your area. Property networking events, social clubs, flying clubs, business angels, rugby sports clubs, charity events, friends and family members. Like I am telling you now, there's more money in the world than there ever has been. You hear a lot of people say, it's bloody hard to make money in England. There's no bloody money anywhere. It's not. That's just, you just don't know the system. You know, you're in the rut yourself. You're in what I like to call the grind of society, being governed to by the government and what to do and how to do it. You know, you haven't been let free. It's not hard to raise money. It's not hard to find money. You've got to go and hang out in the right places. It's like if you want to be successful and you want to become wealthy, financially free, whatever that means to you, you want to become a millionaire, well, you better start hanging out with other millionaires. That's why a lot of people come and hang out with us, because they see we're successful. We do what we do. We're just normal guys. You know, we're not big-headed about anything. We certainly don't have all the answers. And we just shoot from the hip and just copy what we do, and you can go and do the same. So let me give you some key performance indicators. I'm really big up on metrics. I like to monitor things. I like to set myself targets. I like to set my team targets, because what can't speak can't lie. So let's have a look at some key performance indicators that you can follow if and when you want to raise joint venture finance. So moving forward, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to make a commitment, like a pledge. I don't want you to be serious about this, because people that are serious about stuff don't do anything. Like, I'm really serious. I'm not going to eat any chocolate, but I've got like big bars of Galaxy in the fridge. If I was committed, I'd throw the bloody things away, but I'm only serious. So I want you to get committed to doing this. So I need you to attend at least one networking event per week. It is not difficult to do. Cancel your EastEnders. Don't go down the pub. Go with your partner if you have to. Go in the morning at a business event before work, whatever. Don't make any of the BS excuses as to what's been holding you back. So get out to one networking event a week. Now, this is really important. Now, you might not do this on your first one. I know I certainly didn't, because I was the bloody scared schoolboy in the corner, right? I didn't even want to talk to anyone. I wanted to get in, have my free tea, coffee and biscuits and get the hell out. It actually ended up being a really amazing evening. But anyway, what I want you to do is go and talk to at least 5 new people when you're at that networking event. It's not hard. You want to spend between 5 to 8 minutes with each person. Networking event is normally between 2 and 3 hours long. Get there first, leave last. Become the face of the networking event. Sponsor it if you need to, but become a face. Introduce yourself to 5 new people. Book in a minimum of 2 coffees. So you might be talking to, say, John, and you say, hey, John, yeah, great conversation. I really feel there's some synergy between us. Hey, I know you like coffee because you're at the networking event. Do you fancy a coffee in the next couple of weeks? Yeah, that'll be great, Liam. Well, what do you want, John? Do you like Starbucks or Costa Coffee? Oh, yeah, I'm a Starbucks type of guy. Brilliant. Get your diary out. Let's book in a coffee. Because this is what most people do. And I don't want you to be most people. I want you to be getting the results. What most people do is they go networking. They go and speak to like 10 or 15 people. They get 10 or 15 business cards. They think they've had a right result. They get home. The business cards go in the top drawer. They don't do anything with them. They're too scared to make a phone call afterwards. Not going to send out an email. That's too much hard work. But they'll go networking again the next week and do the same thing. Before you know it, you've got 300 business cards in the drawer. You haven't raised any money. And then you go, this don't bloody work. No one's giving me money. It's because you're not following a system. There's a process to do this. And that is why I always say, follow up the next morning with an email and or phone call. So they are some key performance indicators. Picture this, ladies and gentlemen. You do this for the next 8 weeks. So over the next 8 weeks, you're going to go and have 16 coffees. 16 coffees with like-minded property investors, business owners, entrepreneurs, people with money. You're going to put yourself in front of them. You're going to build rapport. You're going to go and have coffees. You're going to follow people up. You're going to have your product brochures. You're going to know your services. You would have decided on your strategy. You would have had some education. Now, do you think, come on, think about this honestly. If you sit in front of 16 people, do you think you might just raise and find your first bit of joint venture finance? Hell yeah. The problem is people don't have the coffees. So the coffee is where the magic happens. And I don't do this as much now because, our reputation across the UK is brilliant. We've got a really good name. We provide exceptional services out to our investors. We've got a lot of social proof. We run big events. We've got a high-level academy. We've got the 3-day boot camp. People that get trained by us and turn up to our events are getting the results. So, I don't do as much networking. I'm normally the guy on the stage now. Like I was talking last night at an event, the Property Vault in Gravesend in Kent. I get invited to talk all over the place. But certainly in the first couple of years, the first 18 months or so, I literally would have coffee with anyone that wanted to have coffee with me. I was in and out of Starbucks like you wouldn't believe. Now, I don't really drink tea or coffee, so I would always take my protein shake because I'm a bit of a fitness freak. I love training. I love getting in the gym. I love eating well, sleeping well. I obviously would treat myself to a muffin from time to time. But yeah, I literally hung out in coffee shops and it's helped raise over 3 million quid in joint venture finance. Like, you can do this. You can all do this. So as a result of getting out there, following this system, let me now introduce you to one of our slightly bigger developments. Look at this. How would you like one of these in your portfolio? I could have only have dreamt of this at the start of my journey because I just wanted like 5 grand a month passive income to pay my bills, considering I've just lost 392 grand. But relatively quickly, once you build some confidence up, once you raise some money, you're going to start thinking big. And one of my mottos is think big or go home. And this is a commercial conversion. So this was an office, which we are converting into 16 one-bedroom apartments. These are some of the plans. So you've got some of the elevations there. There's some of the technical drawings. Guess what? I haven't got to do any of this. My whole power team does it. You don't have to be an architect to do developments. You don't have to be a builder to do developments. You just need to be a property investor developer. You need to be sitting at the top as the conductor of your orchestra. You do less and earn more. It's the great thing about property. You don't have to do all the nitty gritty. There's inside the building. Okay, some other bits and pieces going on there. Okay. Let me talk you through the numbers. So this is in Colchester. Now, if you're not already excited, this is now going to wake you up. Because I love multi-lets, don't get me wrong. I love a high cash flowing model where we can do no money down deals. And it's great to get passive income. But I don't know about you, I like big pots of cash. I love gold Rolexes. I love raising money for charity and being able to provide for my family. I like stuff. I like an exceptional lifestyle. I'm not on this earth to have a normal average life. I want exception. But to do that, you've got to do these bigger deals, right? So look, this is in Colchester, a conversion from an office to 16 flats. The building cost £900,000. The build cost and all the professional fees was just over £1 million. We're paying about £138,887 in interest. So the total cost of the scheme is just over a £2 million cost. Did we do this no money down? Hell yeah. I haven't put a penny of my money into this deal. How did we raise the equity part of this deal? I'm going to explain this to you now. This is why it's important to be on social media. I was doing some videos, and for those of you that follow me, you know that I love a video or two. I love giving out great content to educate you on how you can go and do this stuff. And I was doing a video, and I got a private message through, and it was from a guy called Phil in Liverpool. And the message said, "I've been watching you." I thought, right, freak. That's what I thought, right? I thought, freak. And then he went on to say, "I love what you guys are doing at Assets for Life. I want to talk about a potential JV." So I stopped what I was doing. I messaged him back. I said, "Hey, Phil, it's Liam here from Assets for Life. What's your number? Let's have a chat." I gave him a call straight away. We got talking. He wanted to meet. He lived in Liverpool. I live in Chelmsford. I was speaking at a networking event in Telford. About a week later, we agreed to meet in Telford. We sat down. We had lunch. We discussed. I asked him all the top questions. I've got something very special for you at the end tonight. So make sure you're online at the very end, because I'm going to give you something really, really sexy. And yeah, asked him the right questions. And at the end of the session, Phil turned around. He said, "I'm in. I want to be a joint venture partner. I want to start doing bigger deals." I was like, well, okay, well, that sounds great. Welcome on board. Now, not up until this point, I didn't even ask how much money. And I said, well, where would you like to start? What sort of size development? He said, well, where's £700,000 going to get me? I was like, wow. Now, at that point, I wanted to jump up and down like it was bloody Christmas Day, strip all my clothes off and start running around. But you have to contain the excitement. And I was like, yeah, you know, we can do something with your 700. It actually turned out it wasn't even his money. It was two of his mates' money that want a fixed rate return. So these guys want this savings accelerator product. It's a fixed rate return. One of them wanted 10%, the other one wanted 12% on 550 grand. So what did we do? Well, we set up a company with Phil. We then got his investors to loan the money. And from there, we loaned the money to this development with a joint developer. Happy days. Everyone's a winner. No money down deal. One Facebook Live and we raised the money. So here is the gross development value. So the end value is £2.6 million. The profit on this deal is just under £600,000. Now, that's not all my money. Obviously, I've got to split that with Jay. We've got to split that with Phil. And we've also got to split it with our joint developer partner. But we're all going to walk away with a big chunk of that. So have a think about that now. What would, say, £250,000 do for you on your first or next commercial conversion? Write in the questions box what you would go and do with £250,000 from your first or next commercial conversion deal. Okay, cool. Great. Holidays, pay the house off, Ferrari. Okay, good. Invest, buy more property. Okay, good. So we're getting lots of comments back now. So yeah, just have a think about that. And this is what I mean. At the beginning of this webinar, I said, listen to me. You're just one deal away from a new life. Following our system, coming to the Property Mastery Summit, come and hang out with us. Have lunch with me. I'll show you how to do this stuff. As a result of doing deals like this, we became Property Investor Award finalists in 2016. We got invited down to those awards. It was a real special moment. We all got dressed up in our tuxedos. We also, there's me and Jay, we won the VIP of the Year Award 2016. From what we're being told, it's the most prestigious property award that you can possibly win. Over 452 people voted for us. So do you think you might be able to just learn one or two things from VIP of the Year winners? I'm sure you possibly can. What's also important to remember is that it doesn't matter where you're starting from. Got money? Haven't got money. You've got experience, you've got no experience. You've got bad credit, you're in bad debt, you're literally beat up at the moment, you've got no confidence, you're full of resentment, I don't know, you hate the bloody world. It doesn't matter where you're at. Following the system, the 7-step formula, the no money down blueprint, you can start to do this stuff relatively quickly. And like I mentioned earlier, back in 2015, I started minus £392,000. It was a very, very difficult period, but I had a decision to make. Wallow in self-pity. And look, I'm telling you, I wallowed in self-pity for a few weeks. I went to bed crying, sobbing like a baby. And I don't mind admitting that to you. I've spent time with you on this webinar now. I feel I know you a lot better. I was sobbing my eyes out. And then you meet someone new, or someone gives you an opportunity. And when you see that opportunity, if you don't grab it in the moment of the opportunity, you're going to miss out. And when I met Jay Munoz, who was actually one of my renewable energy customers, I just knew that there was something that could happen. And I remember we put a lot of money on a credit card to get trained. I put on a brave face for quite a few months. And then it started to happen. If you don't change, nothing changes. If you don't change, nothing changes. Just like Sandra. We've trained Sandra. She's absolutely brilliant. This is what Sandra says. I never really understood the process, the whole process of property, and was always worried about the exit and actually how profits were made. Because again, you know, you don't know what you don't know. I never knew it was so simple until I started to work with Assets for Life. I've just completed on my first rent-to-rent serviced accommodation deal, and that nets me £30,000 per year. This has been life-changing, and I am so happy I invested in myself and the education provided by Assets for Life. Wow, is that not special? Would £30,000 from your first deal be pretty cool? Is that going to maybe enable you to do something different? Sandra's now working with other developers. She's doing joint ventures, multi-lets. She's doing great things. She even became our in-house HMO manager for about a year through our relationship. And this is what we do. We want to help people like you. So the question is, what if? What if you could hang out with us? What if you can go and get a deal like this? Where do you want to be a year from now? Now, I'm not saying you're going to make £1 million in the next year or two. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is you can have a much better quality life. There's a system that you can follow. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, remember, I've got a special gift for you in about 8 minutes time. But what I'm going to do now is I want to introduce you to and give you the opportunity to come and spend the day with me and my business partner, Jay, at the summit, the Property Mastery Summit. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We've got 3 dates in the diary. We've got January 27th, February 24th, March the 17th, Central London, 9:30 to 6:30. We have very, very limited places. I would recommend that you come January the 27th. Unless you have got a funeral to go to that day, cancel your plans. Remember, you've got to take action. General admission tickets are £497, or you can come as a very exclusive VIP for £1,497 for a VIP ticket, where you actually come and spend the whole day with me personally. You get lunch with me. There's a whole bunch of stuff. Okay. So what are you going to get at the summit? You're going to get introduced to the property freedom formula for any property strategy, where to source high cash flowing deals, how to grow your business fast by doing less in 2018. We're going to go into the complete 6-step blueprint to raising millions in joint venture finance. I've only touched the surface with you this evening. And if you have got at least one golden nugget from tonight, then you need to attend the summit. It is there's no fluff with me. It's hardcore content, great value. I'm always going to over deliver. How to replace your income in 90 days following the rent to rent model. How to make £250,000 from your first or next bigger deal. And how to maximize profits through multiple exit routes. It's an amazing day. Great community, lots of fun. You get to meet the whole Assets for Life team. Now, you might be thinking that you need lots of time. Well, you don't, because you just need 5 to 7 hours a week. You may be thinking that you need lots of money. Well, I'm hoping by now you realize that, yes, you do need money, but it doesn't have to be your money. You may think that you need to be an experienced investor to start to scale your business. Well, you don't. You can just start at the very beginning. You may be thinking you've only done single lets. Well, Maybe it's time you start thinking big. Maybe it's time you start getting into some multi-lets or some commercial conversions. So the Property Mastery Summit is for new and experienced investors. It's for action takers. It's for people that want to make a difference to their life. It's for people that are happy to follow a system. And it's for people that want to be financially free. So if you fit into one of those categories, then the one-day event is definitely for you. Now, look, if you're already a multi-millionaire and you've got it completely nailed and you've got a shed load of cash in the bank and you're already doing big developments, then it's probably not for you. But if you're not that person, then you'll definitely get something from the day. Just like Chris Hopkins. Oh my goodness, this guy was Mr. Skeptical. My property journey has gone from strength to strength since I started to work with Assets for Life. I work 60 hours a week. So he started his HMO journey part-time. My first 8-bedroom HMO makes me £24,000 net profit per year. Now, he won't mind me telling you this. That first deal was a no money down deal. He'd done it part-time while working 60 hours a week. And that one deal is now making him 50% of his yearly salary. One bloody deal. And now the deal is set up. He ain't got to do any work. I've now set the date to leave my corporate job and I will be full-time in property very soon. I'm now on my second deal and I'm so happy I got trained by Liam and Jay. And this was someone that resisted at the start. He resisted and he resisted, and then he finally got it when he came to one of our events. These are our events. Some people that have attended our events in the past, you can see they're very personal. You know, there's me doing my thing. You know, we want to help you. There's Sandra. She then became one of our mentees. Yeah, so you know what, it's just really nice, isn't it? You know, this is what we do. We have fun along the way. I can get a bit American sometimes, so I promise I'll try to keep my high fives to a minimum when you come to see me. So again, one more time, guys, what are you going to get at the summit? The whole property freedom formula, how to source your deals, how to grow your business fast by doing less. I'm all about doing less and earning more. Leverage, outsource, systemize processes, procedures, focusing on your high key result areas, the things you love doing, the things you're good at. The 6-step blueprint, well, I've only really touched on that this evening, so we're going to go into that in all full detail. How to replace your income in 90 days if you want to use the rent-to-rent model. How you can go and make at least £250,000 from your first or next bigger deal. And of course, how to maximize profits through multiple exit routes. I want to do something really special for you this evening. So I need you to now be very prepared before we go into the live Q&A. I'm going to do something really special for you tonight because you are action takers, but you're going to have to move fast. It's on a first come, first serve basis. And we've only got so many tickets I can do this with before the system locks out. Here we go, guys. You can come and get a complimentary general admission ticket, normally $497. I'm going to give you that tonight absolutely free of charge. So you don't pay the $497. Or, and this is where, now look, this is what you should all do, because the VIP tickets sell out really quick. You can get a VIP ticket, which is normally £1,497. You can get it for £47 plus VAT. We've got 3 dates in the diary, but you need to really come to the January one and just cancel what you're doing on that day because you're action takers and you want to get off to a flying start. But look, if you literally can't make it, we've got other dates in the diary. What are you going to get on your VIP experience? Well, you're going to get early entry to the event. You're going to get early bird seats. You're going to get front row seats. You're going to have a private Q&A session with me and Jay at the start of the event. You're going to get a post-event exclusive webinar only for VIPs. And you're also going to get lunch with me and Jay personally. So you're going to get to spend a whole hour with me over a mastermind lunch. You don't pay for lunch. It's part of your 47 quid. Because look, you've got to go and buy lunch anyway, right? And you can't really get a Costa Coffees or a Pret a Manger for less than 20 quid. So you might as well invest 47 quid now, get a VIP ticket, and actually spend the whole day with me personally, plus have a mastermind lunch. So here are the links, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I'm going to put them in the questions box for you. Okay, so that first link which I've sent to you is the VIP link. Okay, the VIP link. It's only 47 quid. It's the cost of lunch. And you're going to get lunch given to you anyway. The second link I've just sent out is the general admission. Okay, so you've got your VIP option or you've got your general admission option. Okay, what I need you to do now, I need you to go and click on the link. Okay, and it's going to look something like this. That's for your general admission. Sorry, that's for your VIP. And there's two options. There's a £27 option or a £47. Don't even bother, you know, go for the 47 because this one gives you lunch and you get the training afterwards. If for some reason you can't do that, and I don't know why you wouldn't get a VIP ticket, it's just bloody insane not to. But, you know, if you can't, don't worry. Then at least go and register and get your complimentary ticket. So you will go to this page, register for your ticket, follow the details. It's only going to take you a couple of minutes and you're going to get the complimentary tickets. Have a look in the questions box. That is where the links are. Okay, I'm going to put them in there again. And you can just copy and paste the link. Okay, so the first link there is VIP. I've still got your gift, by the way. This isn't your gift tonight, guys. I've got something I'm going to share with you in a minute, which is really going to help you. And then we're going to go into a live Q&A. I've got loads of people just telling me, hold file in. We're getting on the links now. Lots of people saying, just got my VIP ticket. Brilliant. And again, once you get your ticket, either VIP, if you can't make January, don't worry, there'll be an email come out and then you can just let me know what date you want. Yeah. If, and I know there's lots of people online that basically already had a complimentary ticket from before. Well, now is your time to upgrade to VIP. Let's have a look. All right, everyone. And if for some reason you can't see it, look, they're the links. So if you just type those links into your web browser, http://bit.ly/2DECUAC. I'll just leave them up there for a couple of seconds to let you all log on. At least get a complimentary ticket. Because what have you got to lose? It's free. But for the sake of 47 quid, you're actually going to then have lunch with me personally at the event. Very cool. Okay, great. Okay, good. So thanks very much. I can just see now on my system, lots and lots and lots of you logging on. Wow, I think if you're not quick, you're going to miss out on VIP, guys. Because again, I can only have so many VIPs at the event. The restaurant limit it to, like, I don't know, 20 people or something, 25 people. So please be quick. Go on there right now. The webinar is not finished. Okay, the webinar is not finished. So hang on. We're going to be going into questions. Someone's saying, can you upgrade on the day? Yes, as long as there is a ticket available for VIP. So on the last event, no one could upgrade on the day because we were sold out on VIPs. But there's a chance that you can if someone pulls out or doesn't turn up. People are asking me, great question there, David. Don't worry about the dates because that's just the link we've got. So what will happen is, David, just book on the link, and then you're going to get another email in the next day or two to say, can you make that date or do you want to change your date? And then you can just change your date to February or to March. So don't worry, guys, if you cannot make the 27th, which is on the events page, you will get another email asking if you want to come to that event or if you want to come to February or March. So don't worry about the date yet. Just get yourself secured on for a complimentary ticket. Okay, great, good stuff. So right, let's carry on. Thanks very much, everyone. Now let me share with you. This is my special gift to you. Can you please now grab a pen and paper because you're going to want to write these down. Okay, these are coming together is the beginning, staying together is progress, growing together is a success. Thanks very much for being on the webinar. Thank you very much. Now these are the top 6 questions to ask your joint venture partner. So remember I said when you start networking, you're going to book in coffees, then you're going to go and actually meet your joint venture partners. Well, these are 6 top questions that you will ask. Now, you don't ask them all at once, and you don't tell your JV partner, look, John, I'm about to ask you 6 most important JV questions. But what you do is you drop them in over a period of time. So question 1, tell me what you're looking for in a JV. Question 2, explain to me what you would like to achieve in 1, 3, 5, and 10 years. Describe to me what success means to you. Tell me what returns you would be looking for, because everyone's looking for something different. Explain what credibility means to you, because again, it means different things for different people. And describe what is most important to you in a joint venture. Always come from a place of service and wanting to help others. And this is all part of your fact finding and information gathering. Okay, there you go, Julian. You'll also, Julian, don't worry, because you'll get a recording of the webinar as well. For all of you that took action and attended, you're going to get emailed out a recording in the next day or two. So you're going to get to listen to this as well, mate. Okay, so they are the 6 top questions. Guard them with your life. Now, I don't know if you know this, but I use what's called the TED model. Tell me, explain to me, describe to me. Open-ended questions where you get a conversation rather than a yes or no. Francesco saying, yee, just got the VIP ticket. Brilliant stuff, guys. Well done, yeah. Okay, let's just go here. They're the links again. So again, if you're still online, and there's many people still online, and you haven't at least registered for a complimentary ticket, then you need to please do that right now. We're also going to go into live Q&A, which I promised you this. So you know what I'm going to try and do? I've never actually done this on a webinar. I'm going to see if I can bring my camera up and you can all see me. Okay, cool. Hey. So could you put in the questions box if you can actually see me? Brilliant. Not some of you can, some of you can't. Maybe have a look at your cameras. Obviously, some of you can, then I know it's definitely working. So that's good. Anyway, hi everyone. Liam here from Assets for Life. Dwayne saying nice shirt. Yeah. Thomas Pink all day long. Got the nice cuffs on. Got the watch on. So we had our academy. We had our academy day today. So always, our brand. This is what I'm talking about being point on brand. Our brand at Assets for Life is nice shirt, smart like jeans, not really nice. Got to have a nice pair of shoes and jackets. Like nice little jackets. We don't do the whole suit thing, ties, nothing like that. Yeah, so that's what we do. Yeah. Okay, great. So here we go, guys. I'm making myself, that's me done, really. I'm here now for you. So if you've got any questions, comments, shares about this evening's webinar, about the event, about your journey, then can you please put them in the questions box now? And I'll answer them. David saying, can you confirm wherever I got the ticket at all? Okay, yeah, I'll have a little look, Dave. Paul, okay, so I've got loads of questions coming in now, guys, which is really cool. So thanks for that. How much does it cost to get trained? Well, obviously, no one does anything for. Well, I'm giving you complimentary tickets or VIP to come to the one-day event. Why do we do the one-day event? Well, I'm going to be absolutely transparent with you because I'm always like that. One, it's a great way for you to get to know us and for us to get to know you. Secondly, it's a great day of education, and I love to help and inspire lots of people. Thirdly, it's a great way where we can raise some potential find some deals, find some money. And then, of course, it's a great opportunity for you, Paul, if you want to join us on our 3-day Property Millionaires Bootcamp. Like, I'm not into this whole hard sell thing. Like, I don't like it. I like selling. I like offering my services and I've got no problem selling to people, but I don't like a hard sell. Like, if you like us and you like what we do, then look, come along, test it out. If we're not for you, mate, it's not a problem. But you can get on one of our trainings, like our 3-day boot camp. At the moment, you can get on that for like about £1,500 for 3 days of some of the highest level property training in the UK. If you want to join our academy, which is our 1-year program, it's anywhere from 5,400 up to 12,000, depending on where you want to be. Me and Jay, we invest about 35 to 40,000 pounds a year in different mentorships. I've got 4 mentors personally, all do different things. So yeah, but again, Paul, you just come along, mate. There's no pressure for you to do anything that you don't want to do. Mohammed, hi Mohammed. Okay, so I think you're saying, why do you need a JV partner if the bank is putting up the loan to value? Well, yeah. So we typically, if we're doing a joint venture with an investor and we want to get a mortgage, we'll typically go with Kent Reliance, 80 or 85% loan to value. 85% loan to value. So we've got to still put in 15%, which is the joint venture partners, and then we need to put the money in for the refurb. And a HMO refurb could be 45, 50k. So we still need, let's say it's a 200 grand purchase, we still need like circa 85, 90k, a little bit more with stamp duty and legal, say 100k. So yeah, the bank will put up 75, 80, 85%, but we still got to find the rest. Julian is saying, I have approximately 45,000 capital, but currently no job. How easy is it for me to get a mortgage? Good question, Julian. Thanks for being honest with that as well. So your next job could be doing what we do. That's going to be really good, isn't it? And so what you could do, Julian, is you could get someone to mortgage host for you. So you could find someone, maybe a business partner, because when I moved back to the UK in 2014, I didn't meet the criteria to get a mortgage because I hadn't been in the UK for 14 years and all this sort of stuff. So my business partner, Jay, became a mortgage host for me. So he went on the mortgage and then I joined in on the company later down the line. So just because you haven't got a job doesn't mean you can't get an investment mortgage, because they'll look at it based on the property. It's not like you're looking to get a mortgage for your own house. I'm not saying it makes it, you're definitely going to get a mortgage, but there's ways around it, Julian. You get creative, yeah? Angelica, hi Angelica, saying, can I get a ticket after the webinar? Yeah, no problem. If you've got the links, just do it after the webinar. So that's absolutely fine. Get your VIP though. Get your VIP if you can. Got Dwayne. So I'm just going through the questions, guys. Yeah, I'm just going through the questions. Got Dwayne. Hi, Dwayne. I've just finished my first HMO. Well done. And I would like to know, how many do you need before it gets easy? And how many properties did you manage to purchase in your first 12 months? Great questions. I've got to be honest, it's always been relatively easy for me because I made a decision not to get involved with all the nitty gritty. Now, when I first started doing this back in 2015, I really thought, and I don't know if you guys can relate to me, but I really thought that I was going to become like this project manager. I was going to get really involved with like where the walls were going and colors and all this sort of stuff, right? And floor plans. I spent about 4 weeks doing that, and I realized that I bloody don't enjoy it. And I sat down with Jay, my business partner, and I said, look, Jay, I don't want to go and view houses. Like, I hate looking at houses. Like, it bores the hell out of me. And he went out trying to raise some money. And when you meet Jay, you'll realize he's not the strongest at raising money. And he said, look, I hate raising money. Like, I don't like meeting investors. I said, well, I love doing that. So very quickly, Dwayne, me and Jay came up with all of our key result areas, and I made a decision not to get involved with the nitty gritty. So it's never been difficult for me because I don't go and deal with builders and all that sort of stuff. I just deal with stuff that I like and I enjoy. And in the first year, Dwayne, we've done 11 multi-lets, plus we've done a land development deal as well of 9 units. So we've done over 20 property deals in the first year. So when you make a decision to do this and you're like, right, I'm doing this no matter what, then you can scale relatively quickly. Look, you then, I don't know you, but I want to know you. You're going to become business owners. And maybe many of you on here have never had a business, or if you've got a business, it's just a glorified job. To have a business, it's about leverage, scalability, sustainability, systems, processes, procedures. You've got to have a drive, sacrifices. Being an entrepreneur, it's like, oh my God, it's like up and down like a yo-yo we are. But I suppose that's why we do what we do. Brett Hussey, are there FCA regulations for small lending such as savings accelerator? The FCA, Brett, they say, because that is a loan. Great question. And if someone is just loaning you money, like let's say, Brett, you come to me and say, look, Liam, do you want to loan me £5,000 and I'll give you a fixed rate return of 10%? That's a simple transaction for a normal, non-sophisticated investor to understand. So the FCA, there's no rules and regulations around that. You can do that all day long with as many people as you want. You can't guarantee the money back, though. We never say guarantee. It's fixed rate return. The investor might want security of some description. In many cases, in us, they just don't. It's done on trust and likability and reputation. Yeah, I've answered that. However, there are rules and regulations for how you solicitate. So you can't just pump out a load of advertising offering fixed rate returns. You know, that's why I go networking and I meet people face to face. So there's ways in which you need to be advertising. Yeah. James Vincent is saying, thanks for tonight, Liam. Great insight and knowledge. We'll be in touch. No problem. Cheers, James. Mark Bygrave, how do you find the deals you need the money for, or do they find you? Okay, yes. So it's a little bit like that, isn't it, Mark? I think the question you're trying to ask me there, I think, is do you find the deal first or do you find the money first? It's like the chicken or egg scenario. Now, this is my experience. So I can only, and I'm not saying this is right or wrong. I'm just saying, share with you my stuff, right? And when I first started to do this in 2015, I thought there's no point me going finding a load of deals. I didn't have any money, right? I just lost 392 grand. I didn't have any money. I didn't have much money. And I thought there's no point me finding deals because how am I going to fund it? And I was a bit skeptical with this whole raising JV finance thing. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to become a money machine. We've done the foundations and the website and all this stuff. The stuff that I've been telling you to do tonight, I've done. And I just went out there and networked and I found a whole load of cash quite quickly. First guy was Dave from Basildon, £5,000. Second person was a wonderful woman called Pollyanna. £250,000 was our second joint venture partner. So to jump from 5 to 250, that was really good. And then we just went and found deals, you know, with these investors. We worked with them on like a 90-day turnaround. We went and found deals. And now, Mark, we're in a position because of our reputation and our training business and our investment business. If we find a deal, one Facebook post, a couple of messages out to our database, and we'll probably find the money quite quickly. So I hope that's helped. Okay, so a question from Luke. Hiya, Luke. This is a good question. When doing my 60-second elevator speech, if I already own a company which is nothing to do with property, should I mention that, or do I just make another company for property? I'm just sat here trying to figure out my speech. Well done for taking action. No. What if you don't have a property company at the moment? Create a 60-second elevator pitch for what you do currently do, just to practice, and then start creating one for property. So I would never. So let's say I was a doctor as well, right? Not that I'd ever be, right? But let's say I was a doctor. I wouldn't, in my elevator pitch for property, I wouldn't even mention I'm a doctor. And if I'm a doctor, I would then probably mention at a doctor's conference I do property because doctors have got a lot of money. So hopefully that's helped. Paul Singh is asking, how do I use vendor discounts as a deposit on further properties? I'm not quite sure on the question, Paul. So probably my bad there. If you could maybe reword that or explain to me a little bit more what you mean by how do I use vendor discounts? Do you mean getting below market value deals? Anyway, if you could just re-explain that to me, that'd be great. Jacqueline is attending the Jacqueline, you're attending the boot camp next month. Would you recommend attending the before attending the boot camp? Before I'm attending over? No, it's fine, Jackie. If you're coming to our boot camp in February and you've got another event on the 27th, it's fine. Go to that other event because you're already coming to our boot camp in February. which is our 3-day boot camp. But obviously only if you come into that, Jacqueline, and you're booked on. Yeah, so you must have been to one of the summits before then, maybe, or spoke to one of the team. So yeah, let me know how you got to come on the boot camp. That would be great. Cecilia, can't get a mortgage but have some funds. Okay, well, there's ways around it. Come to the event, and obviously we spend a lot more time at the event being more creative with what you can do. Okay, because you could get a mortgage host, you could team up with someone. It's exactly what I had to do, Cecilia, back in 2015. Jay went on my businesses, and then I had a deed of trust, and I was just the shareholder. I wasn't a director on the mortgages. Francesco's got a property in Sardinia. Yeah, we can give you some tips on that. I invested abroad a long time and I lost a lot of money when I was a part-time amateur investor. My first time round in property was not a pretty story, I'll tell you that for sure. Now, I've been in business for years. I've had some really big, successful companies, you know, turning over multi millions of pounds. And for many years, I didn't have the right support, help, guidance, accountability, training, education, mentorship. I got a bit too big for my boots. My ego kept carried away with myself. I made some stupid business decisions. I bought a whole load of property off plan, new builds, golf courses in Spain. I couldn't have bought them at a bloody worse time. I did, lost a lot of money. So I don't really invest abroad for investment, Francesco. I do invest abroad for nice holiday homes. Spend a lot of time in Marbella. Love Marbella. It's like my second home. But yeah, come to the event. We'll have a chat about whatever you want to talk about. Chris Ives. Hi, Chris. Hi, Liam. Are your investments primarily around Essex or further afield? I'm Essex based and don't particularly want to travel up north. Yeah, Chris, look, the bulk of our portfolio is Colchester, Ipswich, along the A12 corridor. I have done some stuff up north, but I've done it completely hands off with a JV partner. And but yeah, predominantly, mate, you can do all of it round here, mate. There's loads of deals, Chris. There's loads of opportunity. There's certainly not too much competition. Yeah, look, you've got to get out there and fight for deals. But there's so many. Look, there's just so many houses. So yeah, not a problem, Chris. Raj Shah, can you get a mortgage of 75% of the asking price or purchase price if it's below market value? Yeah, typically, you know, I know there's been cases, right, where let's say the house is 100 grand, that's the RICS value on it, and then they've sold it for 50k. And sometimes the mortgage companies have had an issue with that because they're like, hang on, why are you selling this half the value? But yeah, if you go buy a house and it's like 20-25% below market value, as long as the surveyor does the survey and the mortgage company, you can get a mortgage. Christine, I think so. I can't pronounce that name. Great question, though. How do you secure investors without having land property secured or at least identified? Are investors willing to commit capital before seeing specific plans, financials? Okay, wow. I could probably answer that. There's a long version, a short version. I'll do the slightly shorter version. I definitely do the long version at the one-day event. But obviously, there's lots and lots of questions to get through. Yes, so my experience with loan agreements, which if you remember is the savings accelerator, my experience, bar one investor, we haven't had to give any security. None at all. It's all just been on a loan agreement, loaned into the relevant SPV, special purpose vehicle. One wonderful investor, because she loaned the money from her SAS into our limited company. The SAS, the trustees, required for me to give a personal guarantee. That's the only time we've given security. We have at the moment an overseas investor from Estonia, and they're about to loan us anywhere up to £2.6 million for a much bigger development. And they want security. So they will have second charge on the land. And we're also having to give personal guarantees. So it just depends on the investor. And are investors willing to commit capital with seeing any specific plans, financials? Yes, they are. So what we do, and this is what I'm going to teach you all to do at the summit, and when you come on our boot camps and join our academy, if that's what you do, what we do with all of our investors or potential investors, if you want to work with us, you pay us what's called an activation fee at the beginning of typically £5,000, and that fee goes towards your sourcing fee. But what that means is that you're serious. We then have a 90-day window to find you the right deal. If we don't find you the deal in 90 days, you get your activation fee back. However, if you cancel at day 65 because you want to go buy a Ferrari, I'm going to keep your money for time spent. So it's a great way to lock in investors at the beginning. Once you've done the touch points, you've been for your coffees, your lunches, your dinners, your site viewers, all that sort of stuff. You lock the investor in. They pay some sort of activation fee. That means you're not dealing with a tire kicker. Keith Young. Hey, Keith. Good man. Great to have you here, mate. How long did it take to have your power team in place? Relatively quickly. I think we had the core power team in place within about 6 weeks, Keith. Really good solicitor, really good broker, really good accountant, really good building firm, architects, who else? Commercial broker. So our core 5 or 6 strong team, we got nailed down in about 4 to 6 weeks, Keith. And since then, some of the power team have changed, but most of them are still the same. Dwayne is saying, holy SH, that's incredible. You can do this, Dwayne, no problem. Paul is saying, are all our summits held in London? Yes, they are all currently in London. So wherever you're at, Paul Collinson, yeah, they're normally central London. So for example, the summit, Jan, Feb and March is at the Crown Plaza, Blackfriars, Liverpool Street, 4 stops on the Circle Line. Keith is saying again, did we have a power? No, it did. Well, we got the initial team in, Keith, the power team in over 6 weeks, and then it has definitely evolved over time. We've had to let go of some people. We've had a few dodgy builders. You know, we've had ups and downs on our journey. Like, I'm not saying it's an easy road. It's not really that hard, to be fair. But we've had ups and downs. We've had to make changes. We've got to make quick decisions. I'm so pleased that we invested tens of thousands of pounds at the start of our journey on mentorship programs, and we now mentor people ourselves on our academy. Dwayne is asking, how much money do I need to do the portfolio builder? Just depends, Dwayne, what you're looking at. But if you wanted to do a portfolio builder multi-let in our area, starting capital is about £100,000. If you wanted to do some bigger stuff, then again, just talk about it, mate. Just PM me, and more than happy to have a chat. Come to the event and see us at the event as well. Jacqueline, yes, I remember now. I remember. So I'll see you in February. Someone is asking, will the system work in London if I wanted to do this part-time to begin, or does the increased competition and value of land market make this more difficult? Yeah, look, London is a different beast. Yields in London are very low. Capital growth is very high. I don't invest for capital growth, even though that does happen over time. I invest for cash flow. And I know a lot of people that have got property in London, they're negatively cash flowing in their properties, but they love the capital growth. But London prices have definitely started to fall. So, however, like serviced accommodation in London really works well. You can get some great returns. So there are certain strategies that will work in different areas across the country. What we need to do is get you looking more at what you want, where you're going, what's important to you, and then helping you decide on how far you want to travel. Do you want to leverage more? Do you want to be more involved? There's so many factors involved to decide on your strategy and your location. This is why we do the 1-day summit. This is why we do the 3-day boot camp. Anything's possible. Francesco, starting from scratch, zero money, how long to make some income? Great question. That's just like bang. Tell me when I'm going to see some cash. Like all most questions in property, it depends, Francesco. However, we have had some of our students replace their income in 90 days. Now, the reality is that's great, and there's no reason why you can't do that. That happens for some people. I would expect you to have, if you're doing no money down rent to rent deals, which I've not really covered here tonight, well, yeah, you do need some money, but it doesn't have to be your money, but you might only need to go and get 5 or 6 grand. It's not that hard to do that. You know, you could have your first deal under your belt within 4 weeks of spending time with me. Some type of income within 4 weeks. Cool. What is the minimum, Nakresh? What is the minimum you're expecting to start with? Well, you can start with 0, but obviously you do need money for property. It just doesn't have to be your money. And again, just depends on the strategy. You know, like lease options, rent to rent are low or no money down deals. Where if you're doing a multi-let and you're buying it, well, then you need deposit, you need legals. So some strategies you own the asset, some strategies you just manage the asset. So again, there's a difference. Oh, to be a JV with us, well, on a loan agreement, we borrow money. We borrow, you know, if we need it, we'd borrow £5,000 or £10,000 off someone. If you want to do portfolio builder, it could be 100 grand, 200 grand, 300 grand that's needed. So yeah. Yeah, Keith, you can definitely become, because you're part of the SaaS team, and I know you're working on a SaaS now, you can loan us money, just like one of our investors did recently. Okay, great. Cool. Wow, can you believe it? It's 9:10. I'm just going to show you these links one more time. So look, there's the links. If you've not yet secured your ticket, you're crazy. Because why not? Get on there now. Get your card out. Invest 47 quid in a VIP. There is a 27 quid option when you go on the page as well, but you don't get lunch with me. So, like, why would you pay 27 and not 47? But there is that option. Francesco, the VIP ticket, well done for getting that. Emails will come out to you, mate. It's at the Crown Plaza in London, Blackfriars, but you're going to get all your emails, mate. Don't worry. You'll be getting everything out to you. Paul Collinson is asking, what sort of returns are investors looking for? Great question, Paul. Fixed rate return is typically between 6 and 12% on a loan agreement, 6 to 12% on a loan agreement. And then if you're buying, refurbing, refinancing, they want to pull out, you know, a lot of their money, and then they're looking for maybe 30% return on capital employed. That's pretty good. 20 to 30% return on capital employed. Mark, yes, Mark Bygrave. Mark, do me a favour. If you just put your number on here, just put your number in, and just next to your number, just say portfolio portfolio builder, something like that. Then we'll put you in the database correctly, and then one of the team will give you a call, Mark, to discuss portfolio builder, blah de blah. Okay, so just put your number and put portfolio builder next to it, and then I know what to do afterwards. Cheers, Mark. Okay, great. Well, look, we're sort of coming to the end. I'm going to go and get a bit of food now and start winding down for the evening. I just want to say thanks very much to each and every single one of you for being on the webinar this evening. It's been an absolute pleasure. I've really enjoyed it. I hope you've had lots of fun. I'm here for you whenever you need me. So follow us on Facebook, YouTube, get your ass to one of our events. We're not going to bite. You'll have a really, really great day. And who knows what's going to happen. It's amazing when you start saying yes to stuff. You take yourself out your comfort zone. You connect with new people. Positive things really do start to happen. Thanks very much, guys, for all of your lovely feedback and comments. I'm now going to say goodnight to you. Have a super week, and I'll see you all very soon. Take care.